Napaj.
Let's roll. Smoke! Flashbang! I'm throwing smoke!
Hayır.
Burn!
Ah,
Throwing flashbang!
hayır gra. Yung sa HD. Period.
Molotov!
Put that upper belt.
Oh, my brother. Throwing smoke! Throwing smoke! I'm throwing smoke. I'm throwing a flashbang. Molotov! Smoke! I will lead the way. Follow me, my friend. see a mercenary. Let us go this way.
Plan.
Planting. Bomb has been planted.
또 빵.
Let us go. Guy down. Throwing a flashback. I'm throwing a flashback. Throwing fire. Grenade. I'm throwing a grenade. Molotov. Smoke. Throwing fire. Yes. I can see them. Smoke! Terrorists win. I'm planting the bomb. So that we may be free. Throwing smoke. Throwing a flashback. I'm throwing a grenade. Throwing a flashback. Grenade. Yes. Affirmative. Grenade! That is the plan. I'm throwing smoke. Great. Flashback. I am planting the bomb. Bomb has been planted.
Easy for ends, put that upper belt. belt, put that upper belt.
Drop team, back drop over from us.
Let's go. Smoke. Throwing a flashback. Throwing fire. Molotov. I'm throwing a flashback.
No, gun.
Throwing flashback. I am planting the bomb. Planting. Bomb has been planted. Flashback. Terrorists win. I regret this day. Throwing flashbang.
抢个毛！
Smoke. I'm throwing a
Nabla po.
Throwing fire. Smoke. Smoke. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Grenade. Let's go. This way.
这真是。
orders. Planting. Bomb has been planted.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Miles here, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys the best OBS streaming
Rush.
Mid.
Go away. Rush.
settings in 2019, and if you want some proof as to why I'm a good person to go to for this kind of stuff, I have the most popular 2017 and 2018 version of this video. So hopefully we can do it again for 2019. But one thing I do want to mention is that I did work directly with NVIDIA for this video, and they helped me get the best quality settings for
Boom.
Go A ou go B?
Boom.
Let's go B.
点子大狙。
So,
Ako ligo.
Basically, any of you guys watching right now. Having said that, you will still need a decent internet upload speed and a solid gaming or video editing PC that will be able to handle all the encoding that streaming requires. So if you have bad internet or a bad computer, this video might not be the one for you. So for this video, we're actually going to be using the newest version of OBS, so definitely make sure that you have yours updated all the way, and I will have a download link in the description below in case you guys need that, but I'm also going to have one for Streamlabs OBS as well. If you guys don't know what Streamlabs OBS is, it's basically like an all-in-one OBS solution that will have like your live chat, stream alerts, like your donations and followers popping up on the screen automatically, and so much more. It's truly like the best tool for streamers, so definitely check that out by downloading that as well. It should be next to the OBS link. But anyways, Streamlabs OBS just doesn't have the newest NVIDIA encoder yet, so that's why we're going to be using the normal OBS in this video, but I will try to do some side-by-side pics in case you guys do want to use that instead. Honestly though, it should be updated sometime this month, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Anyways, if this video does help you guys out at all, and you guys want to see more videos like it, then please do hit that like button. But in case you guys don't, then you guys can check out my best recording settings video that I made for 2019, and I do cover all that in like some good detail. Anyways, to save some time, let's just go ahead and head straight into the settings, and in case you guys are following this tutorial,
Smoke!
go big.
Throwing fire, throwing the flashbang! Smoke!
Hindi naman tayo.
Smoke!
Si Bintir.
with Streamlabs OBS, then I should have a picture highlighting how to get to the settings from there on the screen right now. But anyways, when you're here, the first thing that we want to do is go to the video tab. And when you're here, go to the description and open up the link that takes you to speedtest.net. When you're there, go ahead and hit the go button to start your speed test, and just make sure that you're connected with an Ethernet cable or something when doing this, because that's going to give you the most accurate results, but it's also what you want to be using when you're streaming to get the best quality anyways. So this test is going to tell us your internet speed, and for streaming, anything below 3 for your upload speed isn't even worth trying to stream. And the reason I say that is because you just don't have enough bandwidth to stream and play your game and share internet with your other family members at the same time. Anyways, when your test is done, just try to remember the first two numbers right here under your upload speed. So for me, it's 11, and you don't have to worry about anything after the decimal. It doesn't really hold that much value. Now, for most people, it's going to be very similar to mine. It's only going to be double digits or maybe even like a single digit over here, but there are going to be some people watching this video that have like something in the thousands or in the hundreds, but at that point, you're more than okay and you don't really have to worry about much. Anyways, like I said before, just make sure you remember the number in front of the decimal, and then from there we can go back to OBS. When you're back in OBS, what you want to do is make sure that you leave your base canvas resolution at the max that it allows you to be at. So for me, it's 2560 x 1440, but I'm guessing for most of you guys it's going to be 1920 x 1080, and that's more than okay. The reason mine's like that is because I have a 1440p monitor, but most people do have a 1080p monitor, so that's why I'm expecting that most of you guys will be using 1920 x 1080. Now, moving on from that, we have the output scaled resolution, and I should have a table on the screen right now that tells you what to do here. So for example,
Depende sa monitor.
if you have an upload speed of 4, then make your resolution 1280 x 720 by clicking on the drop-down menu right here and looking for 1280 x 720. From there, click it and you should be good to go. And in that same situation, you're going to want to change your common FPS values from 60 down to 30. If you have an upload speed above 15, then all you have to do is just change this back to 1080p, and then you can change this to 60. Honestly though, one thing I do like to do personally is I like to manually
Grenade out. Flashbang.
Short, 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 short.
Need backup. Need backup.
Six 62.
Grab your gear. Let's go. Throwing smoke. Fire in the hole. Smoke. Target acquired. Bomb has been planted.
You sure? Risk. Someone get that.
Ay, puno.
Oh, he's dead, man.
Ito ba?
Grenade.
So I definitely think that if you're in the middle range like I am, like with 11, then you should definitely try this as well. Leave your downskill filter at length so it sharpens.
Ano maganda ko 13 base resolution 1316 66 din.
Learning the ins and outs of OBS Studio can be nice, but sometimes you just want to jump ahead to the best dimensions in pixels. Use display settings or screen resolution to find your monitor's resolution. Alternatively, you can create
Throwing smoke.
Someone
Kambi.
Molotov. Flashback. Rolling fire. Bomb has been planted.
you're noob, shut up, you're noob.
display capture scene in OBS, and when you choose the monitor, it will tell you the resolution across all your screens on any operating system. When setting your base resolution in the Video Settings tab, this should be either your computer monitor resolution or an input resolution of an external capture card, if you are recording from a console or external video device. Change the scaled resolution setting to be the same as your base resolution, as we will scale for streaming in the output settings later. Choosing frame rate is fairly straightforward, either 30 FPS or 60 FPS. You can choose 25 FPS instead of 30 for better performance if your computer is struggling to stream.
Laid out. Smoke out. Deploying flashbang. Fire in the hole. Incendiary out. Deploying flashbang. Incendiary. Flashbang. Fire in the hole. Throwing fire.
But for a recording, this would not look very good. 30 FPS is easier to stream and record and will look much better for lower bit rates while streaming. 60 FPS looks a lot smoother for most games and is often preferred by viewers, but it takes a more powerful PC to stream. Next, go over to the Output Settings tab. Here, we will adjust your bit rates for streaming and recording and tweak a couple of advanced settings. At the top of this window,
Throwing grenade. Incendiary out. Molotov. Grenade out. Fire in the hole.
Whoa.
Hold up the smoke.
Push up.
Negative. Back. Throwing flashbang. Throwing fire.
Alright. Now, Jesus. Stop.
Smoke. Incendiary. Grenade out. Throwing fire. Bomb has been planted. Our mission is simple. Take them out. Flashback.
What the fuck?
I'm Hazel, and this is my intermediate guide to using OBS. If you're brand new to OBS, then definitely start with my beginner guide that I have linked in the description. In this video, I'm going to go over how to adjust the quality and file. Making your stream look its best depends on a couple of factors. First, set your rate control under streaming to CBR or constant bitrate. Twitch requires it, and it's just generally a good idea for live streaming.
I'm going to show you how to make your live streams look professional using OBS, and we're starting right now. The first thing that is extremely important when you are trying to make your live streams look professional is, of course, the actual camera or the camera quality that you're using. For my live streams, you can see, I'll put some links in the description that you can see the quality that I get from the Logitech C922 webcam. On right now as well. And another thing that is extremely important about making your live streams look professional is your background environment. Now, with mine, I like to set it as kind of a to it, but the big idea for your background is just to make sure that it's nice and clean. Make sure that it's not all over the place, and make sure it's not too distracting as far as tracking the message that you're trying to do. Now, one thing that you can do for your live streams that can really help your live stream is you can add an intro to it, just like you would if you were adding an intro to a video. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So what you want to do is you want to go into your OBS sources menu down here on the left, and you want to click on the plus icon. And when you are doing this, just a little side note here, when you're doing this, one thing you want to make sure that you keep in mind is that you need a video file to work with. So you want to make sure that you have already exported your intro video editing software so that you can So we're going to go into the media source, and I'm going to just type in intro, and then now it's going to ask me where my intro is. Now, for me, when the intro comes in, I don't want it to keep playing. I don't want it to loop, so I want to make sure that loop is not checked here in the box. Then I want to browse for the actual intro itself. And here in my stream folder, I have an intro file that shows my intro. And I'm going to show you basically how this would work. So I'm going to click on this, I'm going to hit open, and then I'm going to hit OK to close this box. Now, how this would work is, let's say that we do an intro and, basically the hook for our live stream. And we say, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your OBS streams look professional. And we're starting right now. And then the intro would come in, and then it disappears because I didn't set it to loop. So basically it comes in, does the flash, and so once again, it would be just like this. All you have to do is you turn it on, and then transition in whenever you want that intro to start playing. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make OBS live streams look professional, and we're starting right now. What is going on? My name is Nick. Welcome to another video. This is your first time here. Okay, see, so basically I'm using that intro as just a short bumper to the next live stream, the next part of your live stream, so get your branding. Now, another thing you can do is you can add a lower third to introduce yourself. In order to do that, and then from there, I'm also going to browse for this, and we will go with this one. Okay, so as you can see here, this lower third now pops up on the screen, and this is actually down here just at the bottom. And for this one, I'm actually wanting it to loop so that it actually stays on the screen. So as you can see here, when I didn't have that on, it basically played, then it disappeared. But now, since I have it to loop, it's going to always be on the screen until I actually go through the process of turning it off. So with this lower third graphic, next thing you want to do is you want to add some text to actually let people know, who you are. So here we are going to go into the text, and I'm just going to put name, and I'm going to select the font. Here I'm going to go ahead and use alternate Gothic, and I'm going to put it at, let's say, 48 for the size. I'm going to hit OK. And then I hit OK. Now, as you can see here, the name part is just not showing up, so I actually had to click transition for that to come in for some reason. And here I just basically want to drag it up to increase the size, bump it into place. And then now when I transition this in to the actual scene, then I have, you know, like a nice professional looking thing down here in the bottom that says who I am, and it also says what the stream is about. Now, one thing that you can do with these is you can also, let's say that you don't want your full name down there and you want all this other stuff, and you want an actual legit lower third, you can do the same thing this way, it is just a simple thing that comes in. So you're streaming, and you can do this, you know, in a multitude of colors or anything like that. So basically, the reason for this, and the reason to add a lower third to your videos, and you can add, you know, you can add your name plus your website, your name plus your YouTube channel, or anything like that. But the advantage of this is basically it lets people that are not familiar with you yet know who you are. So to get that out of there, I'm going to go ahead and just turn those off, and then I'm going to click transition so that it is no longer in our scene. Another thing that you can do here to make your live streams look more professional, in addition to the camera, in addition to making your background look nice, in addition to adding your intro and a nice looking lower third, is you can also add other graphics to your scene. So in order to do that, I actually made another video about how to do an actual ticker on the bottom. I'll put a link to that up at the top of the screen right now. But you can also just add the images in here by themselves. Whatever it is, you know, that you want to put on your image, then here, you know, just a little reminder for people to subscribe to the channel. And another one that I can add here, like I did before, is I can also add the background, and then, you know, the text would be scrolling on this, which is something that I show you how to set up in that other video. But let's say that we don't want to do that particular, you know, ticker setup, you know, which you could also use that lower third graphic for, by the way. But let's say you don't want to use that ticker setup. Another thing that you could do is you can add your social media slideshow. So basically what you do is you go ahead and you make some graphics for, you know, your Twitter account, for your Instagram account, for your Snapchat account, or your website, anything that you want to promote, really. And you can actually have those slide across the screen in random intervals during your live stream. So, you know, without even having to do anything. So all you have to do is you set it up first. And I'm just going to call this social media. And here, for the transition, I'm actually going to slide instead of speed. But, you know, depending on how you like things to look, you can definitely change this to anything that you would prefer to. Next, I'm going to add, in mine, I've already made these, so I'm going to add all three of those in here. And as you can see, it's now going to make these slide across my screen in random intervals. So one thing that you can do is, of course, you know, you can move this frame so that this is at the very bottom of your screen, so it's not as distracting. Another thing that you can do that I found is if you want to have these come on your screen sometimes, but not a lot. Like, let's say that you want, you know, a nice space between all of the different social media tags, then all you have to do is you go into your properties for that, and you also add some blank files as well. And by doing that, all of this not as distracting. So I'm going to add just a few more, just so I can show you the effect that this has scrolling through. Okay, so now that we've changed that, what happens is, let me transition, is basically you have a blank space in between your social media tags. So when they do come in, just like that, it makes a little bit more of an impact when it comes in. So that's another thing that you can do to help make your streams look more professional. And in addition to that, you know, you can use it to promote your social media accounts. You can use it to promote whatever other stuff that you happen to be working on, or, you know, anything else that's coming up in the future, or really anything that you want. And of course, when a live stream ends, it helps make it look good over, you know, so that I can frame myself in the graphic, you know, a little bit better, like you can see here. And then I would transition it in, and I would say, if you are not already subscribed, make sure that you hit the round subscribe icon right now so you don't miss any videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Actually, you end it just like you would when you're finished with your stream, you can go into YouTube, you can cut off any end parts or anything like that so that you can still utilize your in-screen graphic. If you currently do not have in-screen graphics but you want them, or you want custom branding for your channel, you can get all of that over at tubertools.com. I'll put a link to that down in the description below. Now, what I mentioned before is that I'm going to be giving something away in this live stream. I'm actually going to be giving away 3 things in this live stream. All 3 of them are actually the lower third graphics that you see here. Basically, it's just a simple lower third graphic with a little shine going across it. I made this one so that it, you know, so maybe for the gamers out there, because I know I don't do a lot for you gamers out there. I also have another one that has a different look to it. And you're basically getting all of these. This one is more of a, you know, light sleek phase in and out, which is pretty cool. And I have another one that is just a little bit more basic, the same idea, and that one looks like this, to where, you know, fire in the hole, and things like that, but it's still got that motion to it. If you're using OBS, it's definitely got to work. You can see it right here on my screen that it'll definitely work for you as well. In order to get this, as soon as this video is finished, you want to go down into the description and you want to look for a link to join my VIP area. It's absolutely free, and you join Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha. In this OBS Studio tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make your live streams look awesome, and we're starting right now. What is going on? My name is Nick. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want